Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Deputy Chief Chandler with your police department. I'm here with Rich, and typically we don't do community connection live updates mid-week, but there's a severe weather threat today, and we just want to talk to you about that threat and to give you some preparedness tips so you and your family can stay safe through the afternoon and evening. So there's about 72 of you watching us live right now, and I'm sure others will see this later during the day. But let's just talk about today's severe weather. And Rich, I know you've been watching the activity, and it seems like that weather activity is starting to increase with different storm cells around the Middle Tennessee area. And we'll continue to see that, I guess, through the evening. Right now, the Weather Service put us under a tornado watch. And I'll let Rich explain watches and warnings later with his taco comparison. So stay tuned for that. But we are under a tornado watch until 9 p.m., where tornadoes could be likely today with hail as well. And of course, some uh, wind up to 80 miles per hour, too. So stay tuned, and Rich will explain what a watch and warning means. But the severe threat has increased today with a moderate risk extended southeast into our area. We're also under a flood watch because of the heavy rain, and that is until 7 a.m. on Thursday. The main flooding threat is in areas north of I-40. So what to expect, this slide that you see is from the actual Weather Service briefing they provide to us, but multiple rounds of potentially severe thunderstorms throughout today and early Thursday morning. You see those thunderstorms popping up now, and they will continue into the afternoon and evening and also overnight. So there's all threats with these storms, from damaging winds, large hail, tornadoes, and flash flooding. And of course, the areas that have already seen a lot of rain, which is mainly north of us in Mount Juliet, if they get more rain, that's going to, of course, increase their flooding threat. But the timing with this is certainly uncertain, and there are storms throughout the day that'll continue throughout the day. And what we are truly concerned about is a storm that turns into a supercell, which develops a tornado and comes over our community, really any community in Middle Tennessee. And then I think later in the night, early morning, there'll be a some type of weather complex coming down into Middle Tennessee, bringing more wind and rain and potential for tornadoes. So today and into the night, you definitely want to be connected to a reliable weather warning source. You see here on the map is it has Wilson County. We're just to the right of Nashville in that moderate area for storms, which means long-lived, widespread, and intense. So, anytime we give these updates, we don't want you to stress out about it. We just want to do our best to keep you informed so you can make plans to keep you, yourself, and of course your family uh, safe. So we're not going to be just a storm going to move through and then we're done. I think if you look outside right now, the sun is shining, which helps, I guess, create more instability and heat up that atmosphere to produce these storms. So just be mindful that a few tornadoes are possible, large hail is possible, and damaging wind gusts are possible. And Rich is going to talk about some ways to keep yourself safe. So, Rich, I'm going to turn it over to you. You can at least explain what this watch versus warning stuff means with a taco.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny. Some people kind of laugh about my little tacos, and some people really like them. But for me, it's something that helped me visualize and others to visualize what the difference is. Right? So watches really just mean all the ingredients are there. The atmosphere is primed and ready. Things are ready to happen. It's not happening now. It's just be aware, be ready. All the ingredients are there. The warnings mean the tacos are happening. It's time to be ready, it's coming. Get into your safe place. When you hear them drop those warnings, whether it's a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning, that means it's time to have those tacos. It's time to get safe. Time to be in your safe place. Have your weather radios available. Have your other warning sources, such as your text alerts from your MJ text alerts or your cellular networks providers. All those things, have them ready and available for you. Because if you get those warnings, that means everything is getting ready to happen and is in your area. So that's a big difference between the watches and the warnings. And talking about being prepared, you need to know the best place to go when you're sheltering from a tornado or straight line wind incident. because they're very similar in the way they react and the way they cause damage. So think of your house or whatever structure you're in kind of as an onion, with the best protection down deep inside that onion. If you peel those layers away, that's very similar to what happens during a tornado. It starts working on on that outside exterior of the building. So the deeper and lower inside of that structure you can get, always want to get down quickly but safely into the basement or lowest level of your home. Interior rooms, if you can, if you don't have a basement, such as say a bathroom or a closet that is away from exterior walls and windows, things of that nature. You always want to try and put as many walls between you and the exterior as you possibly can. And when you get into those bathrooms or basements or closets, try and grab something to take with you. Like if you have a bicycle helmet or a pillow or something to put over your head, just to, on the off chance if something does come down on top of you, you have something to protect yourself from the impact. And then when you're talking about nighttime severe weather, you always want to be prepared for nighttime severe weather and tornadoes. First and foremost, have that safe place ready ahead of time. Always want to be prepared. When you know when you hear those warnings, you don't want to get that safe place ready then. You always need to have it ready ahead of time. So get your safe place ready, a couple days, a couple weeks ahead of time. It's always good to have it ready to go. That way, when those warnings do drop, you can just get your shoes and your flashlight and get right into that safe place. Always have your NOAA weather radio. That is the best, most reliable way to get the weather warnings and information. Because if your power goes out or you don't grab your cell phone or whatever the case is, you can grab that weather radio and get into your safe place, and that weather radio will theoretically keep working for you no matter what happens. And keep a flashlight near your shoes. That way, if you got to grab your shoes and go and the power happens to be out, you can grab that flashlight in your cell phone and get into your safe place. And of course, this is a one we always like to talk about during large rain events, flash flood warning type events, is turn around, don't drown. It's amazing to really think about how little amount of water it takes to move vehicles or to knock people over. Really, 6 inches of fast moving water can knock over a person, and as little as 12 inches of fast moving water can move a vehicle. So if you're not 100% sure of what's in that water, just don't go there. Just be safe. Because if you get stuck in your car, then emergency responders are going to have to come get you out of that vehicle and take care of you and your family. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? But take care of yourself, make our jobs easier. And then, of course, if you have a tornado shelter and you live inside the city limits, shoot me an email. There's my email address. We'll get you registered in our system. That way, hopefully we never need it. But if something ever does happen, we know where you are inside your house. We know what the shelter's made of and how many family members and fur babies we need to be looking for inside that shelter if something was to happen.
Yeah, great stuff, Rich. Someone asked, how do you register for MJ Alert? It's simple. You can do it from your phone. All you have to do is go into your text messages, prepare a new text message to this phone number at the bottom, 67283. It's just 5 numbers. Put that as the phone number, and then go into the body to send the text message and type in the letters MJ. That is short for Mount Juliet. So just type MJ and then send that message to that phone number, 67283. And then you'll immediately get a response back that says you are registered for MJ Alert, which is our city's text alert system that we have, that we use as a police department. Our fire department uses it, and so does our city staff as well, to push out any important emergency notifications to our community member. That is the first place a message will go out in any type of emergency situation. Of course, we may provide more details about those situations, whether it's through live updates on social media or putting out updates on Twitter or the X platform, Instagram, and of course, Facebook as well. So all good stuff. And Rich, I think you have some of the radar pulled up now as these storms are popping up around us and generating, different warnings and whatnot. But it's going to be an active afternoon into the evening and night. And we just want our community to be as prepared as possible and just safe out there. The last thing we want anyone to do is be hurt because they didn't realize a bad storm was coming. We always get those questions too about the outdoor weather warning sirens, and they are simply what they're called. They are outdoor weather warning sirens, meaning they will only alert you and you will only hear them if you are outdoors. They are not engineered to be heard indoors. Those siren systems are managed by the Wilson County Emergency Management Agency, and they're distributed throughout the city and throughout all of the county but mainly placed in areas where there's a lot of outdoor activity. So they're by the shopping areas, they're at different schools where there's a lot of outdoor sports facilities, and they're near large parks. So they're only meant to warn you if you are outdoors. They're not meant to let you know if you're indoors. Of course, some of you who live right next to one may hear it indoor, but they're not designed for every unity to hear them inside. So that's why you'll want to have those reliable weather warning sources. And like Rich stated, a NOAA weather radio is one of the most reliable sources that you can have. They remain on battery backup. They stay plugged in when they don't need the battery backup, and they will wake you up with the loud noise that they have. And you can get them really anywhere. They're at Walgreens and Dollar General, down to Walmart and Target. I think they're at Lowe's and Home Depot, all those different stores, Best Buy, where you can get you a NOAA weather radio, or even order it online at Amazon. It'll probably show up tomorrow morning and not this evening. But if you don't have one, you may just want to work on getting one so you have that at your house. Sometimes it feels annoying when it's constantly going off, but when you need to know about the warning, it's there for you and it keeps you updated as well. Of course, your local TV media as well, but when you lose power, you'll lose your TV. So it's hard to get those updates too. But keep your cell phones charged. Have a way to get a hold of your family members, or as a family, have that plan in place to go to a safe place in your home to keep you and yourself safe. Notice different comments asking about storm shelters. We do not have a community storm shelter in Mount Juliet that's open to the public. We are working on that. I wish it was built today, but it's not. It'll be finished in the summer of 2025. But our brand new police headquarters that is under construction today will have a community storm shelter that people can come hang out in if they don't feel like their home is a substantial structure to withstand a hit from some type of tornado in the community. But Rich, what do you have to add, man?
Yeah, Deputy Chief, you hit everything right on the head as always. To kind of go over the radar just a little bit for folks, this right here, where the cursor is, that's where we're at roughly. And kind of the big threat for today, while the sun is still up, as you mentioned earlier, is the temperatures. And you'll see if you look at this radar, how everything's kind of popping up like popcorn. That's kind of what hit us earlier in the week when nobody was really expecting it earlier in the week. So that's our biggest threat during the day right now, y'all, is these little pop-ups that are going to keep just popping up on us until overnight when things get hopefully a little more stable in the atmosphere. But that threat overnight is going to keep coming just as it is now. So y'all just be weather aware, be safe. And if you need anything, call us. We're always here to help. Okay.
Yeah, just reading the latest update from our weather service. Thankfully, Rich and I are able to be connected to the weather service and other government agencies, and they give us a little bit more detail about some of the stuff that they are looking at in regards to their data that they see. But it seems like the atmosphere, it has all the ingredients it needs for a dangerous storm. It just all has to come together, like Rich said, like that taco, to produce the storm. And of course, I don't want any tacos tonight. Like you mentioned, I'd rather keep them all just spread out on the table, because if they do come together, if all those ingredients come together, it will lead, to a bad storm. But they have to come together to do that. Since we're under the tornado watch, that means that our atmosphere has all those ingredients. They just got to mix and create. So we'll see what happens. We will stay weather aware from your police department. We stay connected to this all day and into the night to be sure that we can quickly respond to any approaching storm or impacting storm in our community. And we have methods to increase our staff levels and get extra resources and equipment should we need to do that. But Rich and I, we will be in tune with this through the evening. Our different teams will be connected and ready to push out information should we need to you. Justin Beasley, our city communication director, and Sammy Kincaid, our public information officer, they're out doing other things right now, or they would be joining us here, but they have a plan as well to keep our community informed should we need to let you know about any storms that are approaching. Rich and I are here for questions. So if you have a question, type that in the comment. Rich, Maria likes your taco combination, and she will never forget.
Hey, tacos are good.
Good. There you go. Of course, we see all the kind words for you folks. Thank you so much for that. And Blake Ward here, what do you do on the top floor of an apartment? Of course, Blake, if you can't get to a lower level interior room of that structure, you just want to go into the most interior room of that level that you're on. So if you're in an apartment, you'll want to go to the interior wall side, whatever room is away from the windows. But watching the radar, Rich, it's quick how all that stuff just starts blossoming up.
Yeah, and especially now during the day with all the extra heat in the atmosphere and all that
Yeah,
moisture, it's incredible to watch it and just literally like popcorn just keeps popping up like that.
right. I think one of our first afternoon tornado warnings is about to be activated for the storm in Montgomery County. So
Yeah,
that
that's what it's
is
looking like.
off that way. All right. Well, Rich, I have another meeting that I need to get to, and just grateful to our community for always being there for us. We are there for you. And should you need anything, we're here for you. Just give us a call, and we will continue to keep you updated into the afternoon and evening should we have any weather impacts. Take care, everyone. Be safe, and we will see you soon.